What's up, guys? Welcome back to So Many Parks, So Little Time, or as I like to call it, some magpie splitting. So today we are at Lake Winnepesaukah, or Lake Winnie for short, in Rossville, Georgia, just outside of Chattanooga. Now, unlike the much larger parks that we have been doing all throughout the season, this is very much a smaller scale amusement park, more so for like local families and area residents to have just a couple hours of fun. That being said, they do have a couple of thrill rides that catch my interest, one of them being the Cannonball wood roller coaster. It's a classic John Allen wood roller coaster, as well as a very retro, like 100-year-old log chute ride. Other than those two rides, I really don't know that much about this park. It's not one that coaster enthusiasts really go out of their way for, but pulling into the parking lot, I am getting some Mad Knobles vibes from this place, so I am very excited to go through the gates now. It's overcast right now, and it's probably going to be like this throughout the entire day, but still, we're going to make the best of it. We're going to have a fun day here, so let's go check out Lake Winnie. Oh yeah, I am definitely getting Knobles vibes from this place. Oh, that is a really cool ice cream place. I love how the sky ride just crosses the lake. That has a SeaWorld San Diego vibe, except a bit more serene here and not as windy. Classic dark ride, classic carousel. Dude, this place has charm out the wazoo. Many of these places are built directly over the water, too. The integration here is insane. Yep, I hear a PTC chain lift. Woo!
Hey guys, if you'll wait right there, you'll get it right now.
Cannonball is an awesome wood coaster. This thing is far from the tallest or the fastest wood coaster, but the airtime that you get on this ride is really, really good. It's all floater, but it's very sustained, and some of it is even quite abrupt, so it feels like that sort of in between of floater and ejector airtime. And then the pop into the brake run, that gives some really good ejector airtime. The entire layout, it reminds me a lot of Cedar Point's Blue Streak, but for some reason I like this one a bit better. It might be because it's a little bit smoother, but the airtime feels a bit more pronounced on it. Either way, this coaster, Cannonball, it is running fantastic. And another checkbox for my goal for North American wood coaster completion. Happy to be here. Thank you. Dark Tunnel, the ride. So while we're just in a dark, dank tunnel crashing into the sides of the walls, this is a mill-operated chute ride. So the way the water is powered is by a paddle wheel that's pushing this channel along. And man, this is a much louder ride than I thought it would be. I didn't film an episode of it, but I went to the Iowa State Fair and they have a very similar ride. Only difference is this one has a thrill element in that it's got a drop into the lake, which I think is really, really cool. Still going, but I see a light at the end of the tunnel. And I hear a chain lift. This thing's a coaster credit confirmed. By the way, if I flip the camera around, you can see there's zero restraint. No seatbelt, no restraint, nothing. Hello? There's the paddle mill. Oh, roll back. We're going to give a little bump. Oh, wow. Appreciate that. Yeah. That was a little bit wetter than I thought it would be. That was a little bit wetter than I thought it would be. But about typical for a log flume. Alright. Alright, guys, Now, by all outward appearances, the log chute really does not look like much. In fact, it honestly kind of looks like a very lousy log flume. But this ride actually has a pretty significant historic value. This ride was constructed shortly after Lake Winnie first opened by the founder of the park himself. This ride is nearly a century old, and I think it's like the last of its kind, those mill-powered log chute rides. When you watch the boat go down to drop, it actually kind of looks like it's somehow getting slower by the time it reaches the bottom of the drop. And splash, it's not this big spectacular splash that you'll see on some of the modern water rides, but I'm not even in it for the thrill. I'm in it for the historic value and a little bit for the sketch value. Even so, it's really cool getting to ride a piece of history like this, especially water ride history. You don't get a whole lot of that these days. Definitely a unique ride and definitely helps up the prestige of this park, in my opinion. Definitely does not feel as large as Knoebels, but even still, this is just such a lovely experience. I see some folks at the log chute. Yo! Whoa! Whoa! Yo! Whoa! 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 Oh, that's deceleration. Oh, dude, I love arm Larson drop towers, and this one, it doesn't have the most forceful drop, but it has one of the most forceful decelerations. I swear it goes from like 50 to 0 in half a second flat. It feels like you are punching a hole in the earth with how quickly it comes to a stop. Every single park with one of these drop towers just gets elevated, in my opinion, and this one's no exception. So if you know me or my channel, then you know that I am a huge fan of Irely rides, and right here where the Genie is, that's where their flyoplane used to be. There was an accident on the ride a few years ago, and I think that was mostly responsible for them removing the ride. Last I heard, it was in storage, but I'm not 100% sure what the fate of it is, though. The last operating flyoplane is at Wind and Stone, formerly known as Quartz Mountain Fun Park. Definitely wish they would have kept the flyoplane around.
Hey, did they put these fish in there?
So unfortunately, due to staffing issues, there are several rides at Lake Winnie today that are closed. Probably the most disappointing one is actually the Sky Ride. Probably saw in several shots that it wasn't running, and yeah, that's because it's on the closed rides list. I don't fault the park at all. It's happening everywhere. Lost Island actually closed the weekend before Labor Day weekend due to staffing issues. It's just something that's going on in the world of theme parks today, and I'm being patient, I'm being very understanding, but I can't help but be a little bit bummed out. But it's okay because Cannonball and the Log Chute were all I really came for, and both rides are fantastic. So this plot of land is where the park's Wild Mouse used to be, and as you can see, the park has not replaced it with a ride, but with a Volkswagen Jetta. I am smelling best new attraction for 2022 for Lake Winnie here. Hi guys, and welcome to one quick lap of Lake Winnie. So we're actually gonna start at the back of the park and make our way to the front of the park with a couple little zigzags along the way. This is actually the back of the dry park. If you were to go in this direction, that would actually lead you to the water park. It's not a big water park, but it's fairly sizable, and it's definitely doing a good job drawing the crowds. Over here we got the cleverly named Drop Zone, Arm Larson Drum Tower. Those things are absolutely fantastic. Then we got this swinging ride. I forgot what this model is called. Similar to a 1001 Knots, but it looks really cool. Unfortunately, it's closed. We got a slide complex here. I believe at one point it used to be a dry wet slide for the dry park, but it seems to have been converted for the water park only. And of course, we got the star of the show, the Cannonball. Classic PTC wood coaster, oldest roller coaster in the park. I think the oldest roller coaster in Georgia, actually. But it's a really, really fun wood coaster. Definitely a classic feel to it. So, going down that way, you got your bumper cars, an orbit, and a roundup ride called Genie. You also have your entrance to the sky ride here. So far not open, not sure if it's going to be open later today, but we'll see. We got the wave swinger ride, goes out over the lake, which is really, really cool. And the sky ride, as you can see, goes over the lake. The eponymous Lake Winnie. Got a nice viewing deck of the lake here. Got a couple of nice shots from there. Might get some more now that the sun's out. Food stand. Haven't tried any food here. I'm gonna be visiting a friend later today and eating at his place. Classic PTC carousel number 39. There's a playground down that way. From what I heard, that was actually the kids area before the water park. Wacky Worm back there, unfortunately it's closed. Wacky Factory, it's a classic, oh man, I'm blanking on his name, but very classic dark ride, and it's actually decked out in Halloween mode. And then just this pleasant little midway here. Oh yeah, there's a scrambler down that way, but I quite like this midway. I like the brick facades on the right side, and then, dude, just this view of the lake is fantastic. Over in the distance, you can see the log chute. We'll get to that. I really like this ice cream stand here because it's designed to look like a paddle boat. Unfortunately, it seems to be closed, as with a lot of things. Lots of games here. Again, just really like this part of the midway. Classic Eli Ferris Wheel. And then what appears to be a Dumbo knockoff ride. Gonna loop over into the kids section so I can get a closer look at the log chute for you guys. Another food stand. Looks to have a tiny arcade on the inside. That's pretty cool. Swinging ship. It's not running naturally, but is what it is. And here's the boat chute. Super classic ride, almost 100 years old, still going strong. Then, once again, you get that really nice view of the water. Got a Matterhorn, and I did not realize this is a dead end, so I'm gonna double back around. Going into the kiddie area. Looks like they either have rotating ride-ups or just a whole bunch of kiddie rides closed. Back there are a bunch of picnic pavilions. They're free to use. They're first come, first serve. It's the only part of the park that coolers are allowed in. Over there is Twister. I think it's a Moser Rides sort of top spin thing. Unfortunately, it's closed. Got the train here that goes all around the park. And there's also the Fireball. the Larson Loop, which is also closed. And then once you've reached the Fireball, you're basically at the front of the park. It's not a big park, but like I said at the beginning, it's more of a place for locals. So I think I'm gonna park it right here. That was one quick lap of Lake Winnie, or Lake Winnepesaukah. So the park map still has not just Flyoplane, but Wild Lightning on the map. Makes me kind of sad.
Welcome to the world-famous Cannonball roller coaster. Welcome to the world-famous Cannonball roller coaster. Coaster with
This is really cool. At the very back of the gift shop, they have like this little museum, artifacts and articles of Lake Winnie's history. Very Knoebels-esque. I love when parks do this. little bit bummed to see Twister close, considering it would be such a unique ride for this park. But at the same time, like I said, they're short-staffed, so they're doing what they can. This also has a 57-inch height requirement. That's massive. So given that there's so many kids out today, it probably makes sense to not run this ride. But yeah, I'm glad I did the one at Lost Island then. The way this park interacts with the lake is actually really incredible. A lot of the attractions are just either over water or integrated with the water or just have something to do with the lake itself. It's really, really cool how the lake is just embodied into the very DNA of the park. I mean, hey, it's in the park's name. So that was Lake Winnie in Rossville, Georgia, and this is a very, very fun little park. It's very quaint, very charming, and I draw many, many comparisons to Knoebels, and in several ways it really is sort of the southeast version of Knoebels theme park. That being said, I wouldn't quite classify it as a destination park. Knoebels is sort of a drop everything and go now park, whereas this one's just a more chill option for local families to come visit and have a few hours of fun. That being said, their classic ride lineup is really, really good. Cannonball is a fantastic roller coaster. It is a shame that this park is sort of out of the way for most coaster enthusiasts. I did miss a couple of rides, which are attributed to short staffing, which again is happening everywhere. But regardless, if you are in the area, absolutely I recommend stopping by to visit. It is a bit of a half-day park, but there's plenty for you to do. There's a lot of fun to have. I got several laps on Cannonball, and that thing never got boring to me. Overall, just a very fun day, very fun park. Really, really enjoyed Lake Winnie. So that is going to do it for Lake Winnepesaukah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. We'll see which park we're at. Take care.